weekend of July 4th, 1898, a secret meeting was convened at the home of John Milburn on Delaware Avenue. Milburn was one of the leading power brokers in the city, who was a very well-connected attorney, represented many of the leading industries in the city, and he invited many of the movers and shakers of Buffalo to come to lunch at his house. These included people like John Albright, who was a very well-known industrialist who had interest in power, metal, and so forth. The Goodyear brothers, Frank and Charles, who had lumber interest, iron interest, railroad interest, shipping interest. These guys, they didn't just do one industry, they did they had their fingers in all sorts of different industries. But the guest of honor for this luncheon was a man named Walter Scranton from Pennsylvania. And Scranton was looking for a new location for his steel plant. The location in Pennsylvania wasn't suitable for continued growth. His workforce, he was having a lot of problems with labor strikes and things like that. And so this group of Buffalo's movers and shakers sat down to lunch with the intent of convincing Scranton to come to Buffalo and build a new steel plant here in the city, and they were successful in convincing him to come. So Milburn, Albright, and others then set out to find a location for it, along with Scranton. And they settled on a piece of land just outside the city boundary, right along Lake Erie shore, where ships could come in easily from the lake. And nobody really knew that the steel plant was coming. So everybody thought that Milburn was looking for land for the Pan American Exposition, because conveniently he was the chairman of the board of directors for that as well. So the people are selling the land to Milburn and Albright, believing that it's for a civic cause. They're selling it at a bargain rate because they think it's for the pride of the city, for the Pan American Exposition in 1901. Well, it turns out that they were actually selling that land for the steel plant that would become Lackawanna Steel and then Bethlehem Steel, which opened right around the same time as the Pan Am in 1901.